be emotional. Now, that doesn't work because being an emotional is not an excuse for doing something you should not have done. We are supposed to condition ourselves to handle our emotions so they do not get out of control. But we do not do that because we are getting taught that the most sacred thing is emotion. The next thing we get it, the way we see all the time, is the word belief, not opinion, which could be modified on acquisition of better data, analysis, experience, or observation, but belief. And there's still people that profoundly, literally believe the earth is flat. If you go far enough, you'll fall off. Flat earth society types, in other words. And you hear it all the time in politics. I don't agree with him, but I respect his beliefs. Or he strongly believes in this, even if I think it's wrong. That's not sufficient. If you're trying to manage the lives of people, it's got to be more than belief. It's got to be logical, sound, and rational opinion based on real data, information, analysis, and study and research. But we don't have that because we are losing the masculine component, and everything about masculinity has the flavor now of being toxic, which was the intent that I heard discussed around the college campuses in the United States back in the 60s when I was a college student and traveled. Now, it is unfortunate that we have gotten to that point, but that's where we go. We need yin yang balance, yin yang or yin yang, depending upon how you want to pronounce it. That circle with part of it black and part of it white, and each has the same shape, but the shapes are counterposed. There are things men can do just barely that women do well, and some things they can do men can't do. There are things men can do well, women can do a little, and some things women can't do. So when you get the men from Mars and women from Venus, you get a balance. And other manifestations, if you don't get it, women love to shop. Like I told you yesterday, guys say, oh, what the hell? Pick some damn towels. You're going to wipe somebody's behind with them anyway. Or somebody's going to wipe their own behind. Just get the damn things. What are you in here for the last hour debating on whether you want little flowers or stars on the damn thing or stripes? Just get the things. And then women are going, why don't you ask somebody for directions? How come you always got to find everything yourself? Well, you see, women used to gather. They'd go out and pick the berries, the tubers, the roots, and the veggie stuff so we could eat. Men, we tried to find the pass over into the next valley so we could go get hunting and help feed the people. So it was our job to find the pathways, and we have an innate instinctual drive to go out and find our way with nobody helping us because there's nobody around us. That's just our nature. And you women have the same proclivity to go gather, and you like to shop. That's how you sublimate it. So you see, these things are necessary for the human race, and that brought us from cave to condominium. So cave to condo. So it's not good when we down either side. With that little pontification, I pass the mic.
And Judge, I couldn't agree with you more. I really do. I believe that men and women, I agree with you on that. And I think that we can go back to what Dana said off the bat is that, you know, women want the roses, women want the gifts. And, you know, I think Valentine's Day is a special day for both men and women for different reasons. Me personally, I'm part of the BCU community. That's Bull, Cuck, Unicorn. Now, as a bull, basically pleasing, you know what I'm talking about. And I've been doing this before it was popular, man. I'm just releasing a book on all this. Well, I was doing it before it was popular, y'all. And basically BCU is a type of orientation to where the man can't always please his partner, the woman. So they'll bring a bull in, and the bull will do the heavy lifting, if you will. So, I mean, tomorrow's a big day for me. I have 3 cut couples I'm going to visit. I'm going to visit 3 different women. And, Judge, I'm always using protection, so let's not get worried on that. But I guess my question is, Judge, first off, I guess personally, do you support this type of thing if this is the type of thing a man does? And second off, how the heck am I supposed to deal with 3 women in a day?
Well, you can get sick. You can get a sudden call out of town. You can get a sudden business crisis. You can get a few other things. Sometimes you have to go that way, but no. See, some societies legitimate polygamy. Some are monogamous, and in some we practice polygamy. And what with the current state of affairs, some women are agreeing that maybe a new case is being made for polygamy these days. Something's happening to the male component of society, so there are fewer males on the same preparation or career levels as females in the age group. For the last 20 years of this century, the statistics are pretty consistent across the board. Only 28% of each year's high school graduates are male. And that means for every 3 female graduates of high school, there's only 1 male. That's 1 to 3. For undergrads in college, it's only 32% on average of the undergrad college students are male. So that's approximately 1 guy for every 2 ladies. And for grad students, it's 36% are male. And that's again 2 women on the graduate level and 1 male. That's 2 for 1. And then in the job market, in the American labor environment, only 44% of the workforce is male. So what's going on is some of these ladies have told me is if the women want to fight over a guy, then don't get to talking about the women who can benefit from objectification of beauty versus those who can't. And maybe what you ought to do is when you find somebody on your level, share with your friend girls so both of you can have something. And a lot of women will be candid. Their friend girls stayed off and they don't want to be bothered with being pestered. So just pass the guy around. So there is that case to be made. And I tell young guys, hey, look, you have a good job, you're straight, you stay clean, you don't get sent to jail, you're worth what a fine woman used to be 40 years ago. You're the one that can call the shots. And by the way, hey, ladies used to give Valentine's gift to the men, but special men in their lives. But now, they don't even have Father's Day in churches anymore. They don't have the appreciative daughter giving father anything anymore because there aren't fathers in the home. The boyfriends are kind of out there being told they're toxic and worthless, so they don't get anything unless somebody's trying to buy their affection. But I guess that goes back to boys and girls are different. Boys and girls 101 A, B, and C. And the female component of society expects a certain deference from the male component, even though they don't want to acknowledge that. So, guys, it's good policy to at least send them some flowers or at least stay the hell out of the picture so you don't get caught if you.
Up until 8 minutes ago, I wasn't recording this space on my end. I forgot to hit the goddamn record button. So all that talk about the NFL, which was good talk, is not recorded. So let me just reset the space real quick. We're on the Valentine's Day topic. Men are from Mars, women are from Venus. And, we're just breaking down the difference between men and women. Men getting to the holiday spirit by your wife, or if you have a girlfriend, or if you have a mistress, or if you have a side piece, or if it's just someone you're sleeping with, or just someone who you're on a phone with talking to. Any woman who you're utilizing her time in any type of way deserves a Valentine's Day present. If you are a single woman and you're happy, do something nice for yourself. If you are a single man, do something nice for yourself. But the purpose is men open up your wallet and spend money on women. In Bill's case, if you have more than one woman, you chose to have 3 women, so you're going to rotate that day. You see someone in the morning, take her to breakfast, give her her roses. See someone for lunch, take her to lunch, give her roses. And the one you like the most, I guess you'll see her at night, maybe dinner, or if they're all equal, take her to eat someplace, send her roses, but pick, maybe you want to have quick sex with all 3. Maybe you just want to pick one, but allocate your day to rotate the 3 women. Give them their slot times. And if they don't know about each other, don't tell them about each other, but just give them their slot times for tomorrow. So you're going to be busy, Bill.
Well, 2 of them
Nothing
know
wrong with
about
that.
each other, and just like the judge said, it was kind of a referral sort of deal. And Judge, I'll tell you this, I know that they're putting stuff in people's food. I grow all my own food. I buy locally sourced meat because I know they're putting stuff in the food to make men's testosterone level go lower and make them more cuckish. Now, I believe this is why there's so many couples out there that are looking for bulls, because I think that a lot of men out there, they call it erectile dysfunction. They call it whatever. I think that it is a damn masculinity issue. And I'll tell you this, when I go in there and do what I do, and I don't have anything special going on, I tell people all the time, young men all the time, it's not the size of the nation that wins the war. It's the intensity of the fight. And I tell you, I put up one hell of a fight every damn day that I do this. But it just baffles me that there are men out there that are okay with it. And their wife says, I'm going to see Bill. And he's like, okay, hon, have fun, take some pictures. And I'm just sitting here like, you're not taking any damn pictures of me, first off. Second off, keep him the hell out of it. I don't want to hear his name. I don't want to, you drive up in your nice new Mercedes Benz, that's fine. I got a truck. I ain't buying you a car. You want breakfast? You can cover the tip. I'll buy breakfast. I believe that if we're going to push for a society in which there are equally shared roles and that everyone, if we're going to have all that, you know what? Split that check. Am I off here, Judge?
Wait. Before you answer that, Judge, Bill, so you mean to tell me 2 of the women, they already have husbands or significant other in their life?
All 3 of them have husbands, and all 3 of the husbands, apparently, they have issues basically with maintaining and obtaining erections, and they just can't please the woman. And this is happening, guys. 62% of women in this country that are in monogamous committed relationships report that they're not always pleased in the bedroom. And that is alarming to me. That is very alarming to me. And I'm having fun with it. I'm doing my thing. But Dana, I think the real question is what's going on societally. And I think this all goes back to what Judge was talking about earlier. People lost their meaning. People lost their purpose. When a man has meaning, when a man feels a place in life and feels that he is doing what he needs to do, it don't really matter what he has going on. He's going to go in there and please that woman, because that's just part of the whole deal. It's a confidence thing. And I think when men lose their confidence, they lose their confidence in the bedroom. When they lose that, they lose kind of their alphaness and their masculinity. Am I wrong on this, Judge?
No, you're not. And before the judge
The
comes
man
in,
has spoken.
right. But
All
one
right.
second, one second, Bill, because now that you added more of the details about your personal life, okay, so you are Mr. Fix It in the bedroom. So these 3 women should be giving you a Valentine's Day present. And if they don't, then you need to let them know, listen, I'm helping you. So you need to acknowledge that. And if they can't give you a nice gesture for Valentine's, then maybe you need to start Xing off some of these women.
Well, I never burn a bridge. And Judge, you can attest this. You never
You don't
want
have to burn
a
a bridge, honey, but that points to the selfishness of the women. See, you're their Valentine's every time you satisfy them sexually, right? Because they're married. So then they should be returning a favor, especially on Valentine's Day, and acknowledging you, because you're doing them the favor.
Oh, trust
They're not
me,
doing you the favor.
they do me favors. They take care of me, honey. And I'll tell you, doing 3 in a day. And this is the deal, Judge. Don't think I'm some sort of perverse individual. I'm a man who sees opportunity and seizes the hell out of it. I'm a doctor. I did well in life, just as you did, as being a judge and successful with your television show. And I just think that women are attracted not only to the success of a man, but the confidence level. And I can tell you this, having my MD and going through life as an expert in what I do, making a good salary, making a good wage, and being confident in myself is what draws them towards me. I'm not extraordinarily attractive. I don't have big muscles. I don't have a big old swollen package down there. But you know what?
But do you have a big wallet, Bill?
Well, I don't spend any money on these women at all. Like I say,
no. But if you have a big wallet, and then trust me, if you're complimenting with a big penis, that's all you need. Women don't care about the looks.
Well, I get that. I do understand that. And I do. I make a good wage. I'm here in southeastern Oklahoma. I have a medical practice. I do fine, but it's not that gets them. I'm pretty sure they would still be after me if I was poor, because and the reason is that I'm confident and I go in there and you know what? I'm not trying to talk it up. I'm not trying to say, hey, DM me, ladies. What I'm saying is this. I think it's a fundamental problem with our culture is that men are losing their sense of manhood. And once that is lost, all hope is lost for the nation. Look at our military versus Chinese or Russian military. Those guys are hitting each other with boards. Our military, they're like hitting each other with dildos. Seriously, I saw a video of this, Judge. That's what they're doing in the Army now. They have a dildo and they go around and slap each other. Now, when I was in the military, totally different. Totally different.
Hot damn.
Okay, well, first of all,
I hear you. Wait. The doctor has spoken. All right, Doc. I like it. All right.
Let me say this though. I will just, ladies, little FYI. Never have sex with a broke dick, and because Bill, you're right. There are women who will sleep with a man who may be poor but has confidence, and I totally get it. I would never recommend that for women. I think his confidence should match his wallet and vice versa. I never had sex with a broke man. That's just for me a personal turn off. Like, why would I have sex with a poor person? That makes no sense. But again, Bill sounds like he's the catch, honey. You an MD. I don't know if you ever been married, if you have kids, but you confident, you're living your life, and you giving some good advice. I do agree with what you're saying. So do the judge. Anybody else that want to stay right there, Bill? If you guys want to request to come up and speak, please do so. Tell us your Valentine's Day plans or anything on the topic. Next question: why don't men want to take the time to fall in love? Why do men seem contagious? Like love is a disease. Why don't they want to just take the time to fall in love?
Perhaps it's chemistry, Dana. In other words, remember that scene in the Godfather series where Michael Corleone, he gets hit by the thunderbolt and bam, he can't help himself. That happens to men too. Now, perhaps what's going on, the doctor is illustrating this, it's not a matter of him paying for the privilege. What he did is his circumstances and his nature pay for the privilege. And it's like a guy having a boring wife at home, and he'd go out. Maybe he had a mistress on the side who was beautiful, charming, and witty. That would be his treat. Maybe what's going on here is the women have that at home, the equivalent. And Doc is somebody that's, hey, he's intelligent. He's done things. He's had an interesting and adventure-filled life. Look what he's accomplished. Look what he's about. Wow, that is a great turn on. That in and of itself is an aphrodisiac. That's why you have groupies. Sex, drugs, and rock and roll, baseball, football, basketball, movies, television, politics, you name it. Power and masculine ability, those are turn-ons for women, the same way as femininity is a turn-on for guys. Perhaps.
Yeah, but I just think, what you just described, and those men are usually not broke. Again, I'm not sleeping with a poor man.
See, but part of the charm is if you are these kinds of things, which essentially means you're an alpha male, what you're doing in life is not going to leave you broke, or at least not permanently. So there is that attraction. He's not broke. And he's not broke because he's got these other things going in life, and these other things in life are what are exciting to a woman, or some women, just like the counterparts are exciting to guys when women have
Mm-hmm.
Well, and that's I'm sorry, Dana, but that's just the deal. When I ask these women, I say, are you and your husband making love? And they're like, we haven't done that in about a year or two. And I'm like, well, what's the problem? Why do I come in and do this? Like, why are you with that man? And I tell you this, Judge, every one of them, and I've been bulling for 15 years. And Judge, I just came out of the closet as a bull 3 months ago. And every one of these women says the same thing. I'm with him for the money. I'm with him for the money. They're just using that man and letting me come in there. And, it's so weird to me to go and do this because these women want to leave their husbands. They want to leave him, but it's that sense of security that they can't leave. And that's just what really confuses me is that, what, guys, if you're not happy when you wake up in the morning, make a damn change. Change something about what's going on because life is short,
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it is. It is indeed short.
All right, I want to bring in, stay right there, Bill. Happy, and I'm going to bring up Judge. Go ahead, Happy. Happy Nation.
Tell him to unmute.
Unmute. Okay, he dropped down. Judge Sarah.
Hey, Dana, Judge, how y'all doing today? Happy pre-Valentine Day.
Good, how are you?
I'm okay. I kind of stumbled upon y'all this morning. I had things to do, and I thought, ooh, look at this room. And I'm inquisitive about what you think and what you feel. Last time you and I talked, Dana, we had a disagreement about me not going on a coffee date, preferably a dinner date. But you know what? I've got a question about something you just said in the room. You said you don't sleep with broke men. You only sleep with men with money. I'd like to explore that. Tell me, when you date these men with money, what's the difference between the ones that you date that don't have money?
Well, men with money, I just said I don't want to date nobody poor, broke. That doesn't mean he's a millionaire. That just means, he has a decent job / career, that he's not a bum. I don't date bums.
Yeah, I understand, but what I'm trying to understand context of what you said. What I heard you said is, I don't sleep with broke men. I only sleep with men with money, and I want to understand the experience of sleeping with someone with money versus sleeping with someone who doesn't have money. How is the experience different for you?
Oh, the experience. Well, let me be more specific because it's not about just the physical sleeping. I just don't entertain bums. I don't talk to them. I don't like being around them. I don't associate, so it's everything. Like, if you are a bum, just walk the other way. So that's what I meant. So it's overall.
Bum is kind of extreme. Because if you recall, Dana, last time we had a conversation, you were kind of disagreeing with me, or kind of even thought that it was wrong that I don't do coffee dates with men. And
no, I didn't say it. I didn't
remember.
Think you were wrong. You could do what you want to do. You were just saying
I don't do coffee
your
dates.
preference is.
Mm-hmm.
You don't do coffee dates, but going on a coffee date, that doesn't mean that man is a bum. So my thing is, so when you're saying what broken, when I said the comment, I don't sleep with broke men, I'm using that as I don't waste my time with bums. Being broke, you're a bum if you're broke. I'm sorry. I just don't associate with broke people. Period. Whether you're a man or a woman, that's number one. But on my personal life, I don't deal with a broke man. So if I go on a coffee date, he's somebody. If I go to a 5-star, he's still somebody. You see what I'm saying? So let's focus on you. What are you doing?
You know that.
Oh, wait, Bill. Wait, don't play music, Bill, because I don't know what the YouTube algorithms, and because I'm uploading this on YouTube, and I don't know about the Twitter algorithms either. Go ahead, Judge Sarah.
I just my concern, as you know, I'm old and I was married my whole life. I'm just concerned about what's happening with morals and values and the things that we talk about and the things that we focus on, which I think is problematic.
Yeah.
You know, and when you say Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus, I read that book, Beyond Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus. I love that book. It talks about the difference in who we are. But it concerns me that the focus is how much money he has, or, you know, is he good in the bed? And I think that's part of the problem. The judge said earlier, chemistry. And when does that ever come into play? That for me, that's what it is chemistry.
Mm-hmm. And just to let people know, you was married for 20 plus years, right?
23 years, and he's a professional. I know he's not broke. I don't, and the word broke, I mean, you know, for me, it's not broke. It's your ambition, your intellect. I prefer something with a person with a postgraduate degree. It talks about who he is, the person. That's who I'm going to have chemistry with. That's who I'm going to have a good conversation. Who's going to make me laugh. You know, he's going to have the type of intellect that attracts me, and usually that person is not broke.
Mm-hmm. So some of those men, that, you know, that has intellect or a nice personality, you know, they have a good finesse game. Some of them are bums. You just don't know off the bat. But you're right. It is about, because there are men who are quote unquote not broke, but, you know, they're assholes. You may not have chemistry with them. I get all that. I'm not excluding that. Oh, because you got money, I'm just automatically, you know, hang out with you. No. But the fact is that if you are a great guy with a nice personality or whatever, that's nice. We could be friends if you don't have any money. And we may not even be friends, because usually people who have a purpose, being a man, living in your purpose, you know, you are not bum. Usually people who are bums don't have a purpose in life. And what are we going to talk about? There's nothing to talk about, and the damn sure won't be no chemistry there. So it is a balance, you know what I'm saying? You definitely want a balance, but it's just like we all have criteria. We do have criteria, and we should. If you don't, you should have a list of criterias, right? Everybody is not going to check off all of it, but you should have, you know, some very important things there. Yes, it's about, does he have class? You know, does he have good hygiene? You know, does he have some type of intellect? And it doesn't mean you have to have a degree to be an intellectual. You know, is he a hard worker? Is he a man or woman on their purpose?
Yeah, you know.
Right. And if you,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, because if you are on your purpose and you have some type of direction in your life, you know, no matter what the age, you are usually not a bum, sort of, to say. Go ahead.
Well, you know, again, you can determine that when you don't jump in bed with people. Bill, you know, you kind of made me laugh saying that you were a bull. And you said that the women stayed with their men.
A bull? I didn't say I was a bull.
No, Bill said he was a bull.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh,
and
okay.
I'd love to have a quick conversation with Bill, because Bill, you made me laugh. You said that the women stayed with their men because of money. And I think I'm not so sure. Okay, so for me, Bill, I don't have sex for casual reasons. I've never had casual sex in my life. Sex for me is about intimacy. I think what's happening in those marriages is that they're getting old and stale, and problems are occurring, and they're not addressing the problems. So they're getting comfortable. And they might say, oh, I don't want to leave because of the money. But I don't think it's only money. It's just comfort and just being complacent. You know what I'm saying?
I totally get you, and I agree with that.
Because I was in a long-term
marriage going on.
And I was in a long-term marriage, and let me just go ahead and tell you, sex was not great. After like 5 or 10 years, that's what happens usually. So it's more about the connection and intimacy and the commitment, I think. But you being a bull.
Wait, I need to interrupt here for a second, Judge Sarah, because 25 years, yes, that's a lot of investment. And usually when people are married for a long period of time, your outlook, especially, you know, if you're divorced and single, your outlook on dating is totally different. And I get it and I respect that. But just going back to your marriage, you was like, after 5, 7 years, the sex is not good, but it's all about the intimacy. I disagree, because if we still have good intimacy, we're still going to have good sex. That's one thing I'm not willing to compromise, whether I'm married or in a relationship or single. I'm not going to compromise having good sex. So if we still have intimacy, we're going to have good sex. If there becomes a problem with the sex, then somebody's going to have to fix it, whether it's me, whether it's him, or whether it's both of us. But once the sex go downhill, so does this relationship.
Well,
and Dana and Judge Joe, let me put it like this. What kind of world do we find ourselves in when men are willing to let their wives go and sleep with another man? And why is that commonplace and so accepted in our society? Once we have an answer to that, I think we'll have an answer to a lot of questions that we have societally speaking. You know what I mean?
I totally get what you're saying. I think as far as those marriages, that I think you have because to me, marriage is not just about the intimacy. Marriage is a business. That's for me. So these people who have this marriage, quote unquote, open marriage, that their spouse know, yes, they go and he has a other relationship, or he may sleep with somebody, to satisfy their sexual needs, because what we have going over here is so much bigger. Our purpose of this marriage, whatever the business is. But the difference between those marriages that have great transparency are the ones that do not, which is filled with lies and you're sneaking behind somebody's back. To me, that's the problem. You're not telling your partner what you're doing because you're too afraid. You're lying to your partner, and you're not even being honest with your partner, about how you really feel about them sexually or intimately. So if you are lying to your partner, your spouse, that's a problem. If you are having good transparency, saying that we don't have sex anymore, but we're together because of whatever, which has nothing to do with sex or intimacy, go find it somewhere else. That's a healthy relationship, because they know. The problem is when you're lying to your mate,
Well, Dana, I think many people are putting too much emphasis on sex. And that's the problem. You said, oh, if the sex is bad, the relationship is gone. And I've heard that even while I was married, I had girlfriends who were upset about sex with their husband. And I'm sorry, I think that's so superficial. I mean, that's like the sex is the reptilian part of the brain. It's so like primitive to me. Okay, so sex is not the end all be all for me. To me, sex is like having a piece of chocolate cake. It tastes good, it feels good. It's not everything. So, like, even when you said Bill, the girl should owe Bill something for him hooking them up. No, Bill should.
Judge Sarah, your phone went out. Your connection, Sarah.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Judge. You was muted, but I can no longer hear Judge Sarah. Somebody must have been calling her. I mean, just to comment on to what she was saying, and I do want to go back to the question on why men don't want to take the time to fall in love. And anybody else that want to request to come up, please do so and share this stream. But no, those women who are married and do have some transparency with their spouse, Bill is doing them the favor. So in that situation, they should be acknowledging help. Now,
who's getting the favor, Bill? Let's ask Bill. Are you getting the favor, or are they getting the favor, Bill? See, you need to get a man's perspective. So that's one of the reasons why men don't act right now, because y'all giving yourself so freely, okay? And y'all have putting, I don't know, y'all haven't put much value on yourself anymore. 10 years ago,
the men or the women?
The women. Bill is the lucky one, okay? Not the women. Bill is. If am I lying, Bill? Who's lucky, Bill? You or the women?
So
let's talk about
it.
Let's talk about it, Bill.
Sort of.
No, we're not going to talk about it. What we're going to talk about, we're going to take turns talking. Hold on for a second, because you just said Bill was the lucky one. If Bill was the lucky one, why wouldn't those females show him how lucky he is? Why won't they buy him something for Valentine's? Because he's doing them the favor. They're in a marriage, a sexless marriage, and he's giving them intimacy and pleasure.
I think
you
put very little value on women. You put very little value on women in their sexualities. To me, I mean, I'm sorry, it's just different of opinion. I don't give myself like that, and I don't know. I think you're speaking for you, but for men, it's a different thing. And I wish men would tell the truth.
What are you talking about, Judge? What are you
Because
talking about?
Because what you're saying, you're acting as though Bill is doing them a favor. No, Bill is sleeping with.
He is.
Bill is. Okay, again.
Bill is sleeping with 3 women who are married.
Penis is that important to you, ladies in the room?
Wait a minute. Hold on. Bill is sleeping with 3 married women. So what is your issue with that?
If getting a penis is that valuable to you, you need to rethink value. Okay, he's getting the value.
They're married.
Let Bill speak. Bill's a man. Bill,
no,
who's winning here, Bill?
I'm asking you a question. I'm asking you a question, Judge Sarah.
No,
they're married,
and so but penis is not that serious, sis. It's penis. It ain't that big. Ain't that big of a deal.
Wait. But listen. But you're talking about me. I'm not fucking Bill, and I'm not married. And we're talking about the 3 women he's having sex with. And the reason why I'm muting you is because it's something with the audio, and I have wolf ears. Bill is sleeping with 3 married women because they don't have good sex with their husbands. They're not going to leave their husbands for security, financial, whatever the purpose is. 2 of them have transparency with their husbands, so they know what they're doing. And their husbands probably have somebody too. A woman has needs, so do men. Who's going to go through life without fucking? I'm damn sure ain't, and majority of women are not. So who's doing who the favor? They like Bill. Bill is good in bed. Bill is giving them what they need and want. So he says, and you can speak now, Bill. It's a two-way street.
I'm going through life without fucking, and I want to answer your question. You're saying,
but that's you. No, that's not the normal thing. That's not what women do. Hold on for a second. Wait, I want Bill to
all women now, Dane.
Yes, ladies, I'm speaking for women in general. I want Bill
I don't think
to
you
come
should.
in and speak. I want Bill,
ladies,
because we need to remind who's the goddamn host here. I want Bill to intersect and speak. No, okay. I don't need to be put in a corner. I've muted everybody, and I want Bill to come in. I want Bill to come in and speak,
Doctor.
And then I'm gonna come back to you, Judge Sarah. Judge Sarah always coming in the space starting shit.
No, I don't, Tina.
Well, hey y'all.
Doctor, all right, you have the floor. Go ahead.
Y'all, here's the deal. I think all too often we use words like fucking, sleeping with, banging, laying pipe. I don't refer to this as that. I refer to it as a sexual energy exchange. I believe that when 2 people come together and truly make love, that there's a certain type of energy that is exchanged, that you can go out and get banged up by some, rich guy. Sure, that's fine. But what I'm talking about is love. And I love all these women and they love me. And I think that this is a way of connecting with someone on a level that's far beyond anything that we can perceive with our eye. And we say we feel it with our hearts, but I feel it's kind of an extra sensory thing. I've been in the field of medicine for over 25 years, and I know that this is the case. I've seen many couples come in and have problems, things like that. But, I think that when it boils down to it is that these women feel a connection with me, that they feel this energy that radiates out of me whenever we make love. And it's a vibrational frequency of consciousness that they pick up on. And I'm sorry, Judge, if that's a little too metaphysical for you, but I do believe in it.
No, Bill, what you're describing is an orgasm. Yes. They're having orgasmic experiences. Judge Sarah, you ain't having sex, honey. You don't know.
May I interject this?
Go ahead.
No, well, are you going to give me an opportunity? Because
yes.
Let me just say this to add some flavor to this thing. See, we're talking, and all we can hear right now are the words and the tone. If we were face to face and we were talking, only 15% of what we're actually saying would consist of the words, 35% would be the tone, and at least 50% would be the body language that went along with it. If you are being physical with each other, having sex, that's almost 100% body language communication. And I have found that people have sex very consistently with their true personalities, their inner core personality. And that's understood to be separate and apart from the facades that everybody puts on themselves that on balance, either emphasizes what they're about or disguises what they're about.
Test.
And when you have an alpha male
Can you hear me?
or
Okay.
a beautiful woman who has a beautiful inside, what they're communicating is good. And that comes across with the 100% body language communication moment that one is having and experiencing when one is involved or engaged in sex with another person. Now, that said, that's probably got to do with what Dana's talking about, and to an extent with you, Doctor or Judge, when you say you don't deal with broke guys. And as I alluded to, it seems that people who really are grounded as men also tend to be grounded in being able to provide and perhaps to protect the women that are in their circle. Now, this being the case, that also would be reflective of why, say, you might want to deal with somebody because they've got something to say to you when you're getting it on, even if you don't realize it. It's like photography. People say all the time, I'm not very photogenic, but if you look at them, you say, well, they don't look bad. Why are they not photogenic? The reason they're not photogenic, and I used to be a photographer, is this: the body language message they are portraying when the camera goes click is a negative one or not a good one, and it does not make them look good, and they look unphotogenic because it's negative body language. We just unconsciously pick up on these things, even the sender. So the person that is well rounded, who can communicate, who is intelligent, who is hardworking, who is a person of enterprise, discernment, wisdom, knowledge, experience, who can be a provider, who does these things in life that keep them from being broke, or at least not on a permanent basis. Those are the people that would be most appealing to a woman who is likewise disposed, even if she's got a nominal relationship and it's not working and the guy is coming in to save it. Now, there's another little nasty thing. Sometimes when the guy's got a woman on the side, the woman's saving his relationship with another woman, and she ought to thank woman number two, the mistress, for doing it. Just like the guy might want to thank Doc here for saving his marriage.
Right. All right, I want to go to Judge Sarah, then I'm gonna go to Schism, then Liz.
I appreciate it. Well, first I want to say to you, Dana, I'm sorry you feel like I'm being disruptive. I do know that I have a different point of
No, not in a bad way.
No, it's okay, honey. I have a different point of view, and it's rooted in I see people not being happy, and I think the lack of happiness is because there's been confusion in gender roles. And to you, Bill, I am a student of the metaphysics and esoteric. I'm really into astrology, so I understand. I was married for a very long time, so I probably can relate to what those women are dealing with. They are using you because they are empty, and they're not feeling fulfillment. And a lot of women do that today. They use sex because they want to feel better, and that's why they're doing it. I don't do that. So when I was unhappy in my marriage, I would shop. I wouldn't cheat. I wouldn't cheat because I'm not going to give myself to people. I'm just, for me, sex again is about intimacy and it's special. So I don't just give myself. When I was frustrated, I'd go shopping. These women, when they get frustrated, they call Bill. Would you agree? Would you disagree, Bill?
I think I disagree. So here's the deal, though. Part of my lifestyle, and I don't know many people are familiar with this lifestyle, is BCU, and it stands for Bull, Cuck, and Unicorn. And basically, it's a way of couples living their lives to where they still have their life together, and then the unicorn or the woman can come enjoy herself with the bull. And the reason I call them a unicorn is because their existence can only be confirmed if they're two people that witness their existence. So basically, it's a lifestyle. It's not swingers. It's not any sort of cheating because the husband knows this is a all fully transparent deal. So the reason they come to me, I believe, is because of love. And that, when we make love, there's passion. We talk about the electricity in the air, right? Well, that really to me means that there's some sort of energy radiating out of us as humans that's beyond vibrational frequency from our sound cords, from our vocal cords. It's more than that, that there's something else. It's the soul, it's the spirit, right?
I understand. I understand completely. But what I want to say real quickly before I end, I think that those women need to understand where that desire comes from, because what you're talking about to me is ecstasy. Okay. And I wouldn't want that with anyone but my man. But that's my personal choice.
Okay.
Well, I
Stay right
took
there,
plenty
Judge
of
Sarah. I
ecstasy
want to
back
go
in the
to.
90s, honey. We don't want any of that either.
Well, actually, I took ecstasy too in the early 2000s, and it was lovely. I want to go to Schism, then Liz. Go ahead. I hope I said Schism. Did I say or Chisholm? What is it? Schism.
No, it's thank you for rolling me the mic. It's schism.
Schisms. Okay.
Yeah. I had to pull over for this conversation. I'm like, wow. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know which end I'm gonna play, but I know a couple personally that's been married for 50 years, 50 plus actually. And they're both in their 80s and they have 5 kids. And I'm not going to say everything was, peaches and cherries, but they've had their challenges. They worked through them. But they just part of that generation who just families should stay together and that it didn't benefit them to separate, and especially with 5 children. So, um, I kind of have a different opinion. And then I'm a Gen X who's oddly never been married. Have I been proposed a few times? I have. Just been nervous. So I probably can be considered a runaway bride. They just haven't caught me yet. But at 50, as they say, if you can be married in your 30s, they can see you an old ass broad, right? But I didn't had 2 children after in my late 30s. So, it's kind of like, I don't know what to call it, because it's like, okay, you have kids, but you're not married. And then that goes to the other thing of, a man with money and man with not. And this this dad has all the qualifications if we checked it off, but his moral compass is off. It is really off when it comes to being a responsible parent or even a co-parent. It's just off. Money doesn't matter. And when I noticed that, that turned me off sexually. So we're not gonna have no high vibration, a shit, if I can say, if my children aren't being provided for in the manner in which they should. So it starts to make some women think like this: if we have 2 people together, as they say, sometimes 2 is better than 1. If we can work together, you can build something. But when you be trying to build something with somebody who has a head like a brick or a rock, it's just not gonna work. And a hard dick don't fucking matter, because anybody can pull out a hard dick and make it work, and you can ejaculate. Both of us can come and have all these orgasms all day long and feel like we high vibrating and loving, and somebody's not being provided for. So I get, whatever Bill's situation is, that's not my.
Can you tell them to stop calling? I think somebody's calling her. That's why it's going out.
Usually is. That's what happens when you call me and I'm trying to get on. Go ahead, ma'am. You still have the mic.
I mean, at the end of the day, because you can sexually satisfy yourself. So if you're talking about 2 people want to be together, I don't know anybody who want to be in an unhealthy soul tie. And some people needs to actually practice either celibacy or abstinence just to get in tune with what they really want. If it's all about sex, that's what you're gonna get. It's just nothing but sex. But if you having a true communication, I mean, 50 years is a long time. And matter of fact, majority of my friends that I grew up with, my childhood friends, their parents are still married, and their parents will only be widows if one died, obviously. And that's the case. Most of them, that's the case. They no divorces, no separations. They've been married over 30, 40 years. So I don't know if it's just a difference in how people is seeing marriage, these newer generations, or even, how they view relationships.
Oh,
I
let
don't
me add
get it.
something to you. Let me add something to you before I forget it. Perhaps it's like food. Sometimes when you're really hungry and there's nothing else available, you will stop at a Mickey D's and get a Big Mac and fries and regret it, but it dealt with the moment. And then other times, if you can afford it, you might want to go to a 5-star restaurant and have filet mignon, or if you're into it, lobster or whatever the case may be. Well, a lot of times that may be the problem that Generation X and the millennials have, that too deep into fast food, Mickey D's, and they don't know about the 5-star sit down candlelight, white tablecloth, fine experience with the filet and the lobster and the champagne and an ice bucket. It's not cheap stuff. See, they don't know that, but they get satisfied with Mickey D's. Now, people have appetites. A lot of folk like fast food. A lot of people will refuse to eat it. Some people have no sex drive and they become monks, priests, perhaps, or nuns, those who follow their vows, and then there are those who have got to have it. We have our Solomons and our Ramesses II and our sultans and such like, who have a drive. And we have those who 28, 29, 30, 36-year-old male virgins. So we have differing drives. So we have to accommodate that. All people are not the same. Some are herd bulls, some are bulls on the outskirts of the whole group, and they just look out there with longing and say, I wish I were a herd bull and I could be in there with the cows. So it depends on the person and the circumstances, perhaps. And one other thing, too. In the 60s, particularly on the West Coast where the sexual revolution hit, having sex with somebody you were acquainted with was about as casual as having a dance with somebody at a house party where you knew everyone. So there are different circumstances, different times.
I didn't drop you, Bill, but I just sent you another request to come up. I don't know what happened, why you dropped down. Anybody else want to request to come up, please do so. I want to go to Liz, and then of course we can have an open forum about Valentine's and love and sex, all this stuff. Liz.
Hi, everybody. I just want to say that me and Bill have been having the sexuals for like 2 years, and he's definitely the cuck and I'm the bull. And you know what I mean? Like, backdoor guests are best.
Oh, so you're one of Bill's friends, special friends.
Yeah. Like we've been having the sexuals for many years now, and I can tell you he is definitely a cuck.
Okay, you know what? And this is what I mean about transparency. If you have transparency and you're not lying or hiding or being immature, listen, you develop great relationships and have great relations. And yes, you can have a deeper vibe or whatever could come out of that. No, it's not always about sex. And thank you, Liz. I appreciate you coming up here. Because I think the difference.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
you married? Go ahead.
I'm totally fucking with you guys. I don't know, Bill.
Are you married?
I'm fucking know. But I want to say one thing. Women crave security.
Okay, so now
I was just joking with you guys. I was just fucking with you. I just fucking with you. But so women crave.
Who are you?
I'm Liz Ledis. I am Liz. You can just call me Liz. I am not in any association with Bill. But when he said that there was a cuck, what did you say? The cuck, the ox, or
cuck, but BCU
the dragon?
stands for bull cuck unicorn. Where are you from, Liz?
All right. Well, I just had to. I had to play off that.
That ain't one of my women, honey. Oh, let me ask you this, Liz. But Liz, do you have a problem with what Bill? Would you can you see yourself being married and having a bull on the side?
Listen, here's where I'm coming from. All right. I don't believe in marriage. I don't think it works anymore. I think that marriage, for the most part, benefits women more than it does men. Okay, that's just my opinion. But women seek out security and men seek out novelty. And so that's part of the issue, is women are always seeking security. And through the years of seeking security, women have become very manipulative. All right, that's the women's problem. And men can't keep their dick in their pants because they're always seeking novelty, unless they're truly in love. So that's just all I wanted to say. It's just those two things.
Liz,
women seek security.
Are you happy? Are you
What's
happy? Because it doesn't sound like it.
I'm very happy.
You are happy. For sure.
Me? No, I'm very
you
happy.
Sound like you're
I'm very happy because me, I sound like I'm unhappy. No, I'm actually very happy. I've had very, very good relationships. I'm not one to nag. I have lots of fun in my relationships, and I just keep it chill and cash. I've made a decision early on that I didn't want to get married. I've been proposed to 3 different times, and I've turned them all down. I don't want to get married. I don't want to have kids. That's just who I am. I'm not hurting anybody, right? And I'm not sleeping around a whole bunch. I choose my partner. I'm very, very careful about who I choose. And, they go through a process. They go through a vetting process for sure.
What concerns me is what you said about the men benefiting the most. And then what that speaks to your value as a woman. That's why I asked you if you were happy.
What, men benefiting the most? Because, no, I said women benefit the most out of marriage.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what my concern was, that you felt like the men were not benefiting from the women. And to me, that speaks to your value as a woman, what you bring and what you think the man gets from you. And again, that's one of the problems, is how these gender roles being switched up. The man very much benefits from the woman. And I'm sorry, you don't know why or understand how.
Okay, so let me understand. Okay.
I can understand how men would benefit from a woman who's been deprogrammed. There's a lot of women who are overly programmed.
Let me just say this too. Chemistry and companionship, primarily. Chemistry, having, is a physiological need to have someone. And that's how the man benefits from the woman. We do a lot for men. And that's why they choose us and they're with us. Okay, so anyway.
Well, let me say.
But why does it feel like you're doing just one more time, and then and then you can go. But why do you feel like you're doing a lot for men? Shouldn't it just be easy, like a partnership? Like, it shouldn't feel like you're doing any work.
I never said that, ma'am. I was married for 23 years. I think you and I have just different perspectives on things. I know my value, and I bring a lot.
Hello, everyone. I am Slibnik.
All right. One second, Slib. Just quiet for a second. I'm gonna come to you. I would say this about Liz, that what I'm hearing from Liz, what a lot of people just don't find or admit, she knows what she wants. See, when you know what you want, life could be easier, whether it's business, career, friendships, relationships. She knows what she wants, and that's her preference. She's happy because she knows what she wants. When you know what you want, life can be simpler, as opposed to not knowing or confused. So I'm not judging her. No one else should judge her, or vice versa. But she knows what she wants. She does not see the value for her to be married. She doesn't want to be married. And she has every right to feel that way. It's nothing wrong with that. There's a lot of men who don't want to be married for whatever the reason, and that's their preference. My only thing is, when you are being disingenuous with the other person, wasting somebody's time or lying to them, all those other things, which people get that in a marriage as well. So the ultimate goal is not always marriage. I'm sorry, especially nowadays, it's not always marriage, but the quickest way to wealth for a woman is marriage. Which is why, yes, women do want to get married, which is one of the main reasons that women want to get married, because that is the quickest way to wealth for women. All right, wait a minute. let me go to Slib, and then I'm gonna swing back to then I'm gonna go to Trace, then I'm gonna swing back to Bill and Schism.
You know, sometimes I feel that a relationship is something that is not worth.
All right, stop playing with me today. I'm not. We're not doing that.
All right, Dana Banana.
Remove from speaker. Yes. Okay. That's Trace. Trace, and then I'm gonna go to Bill Schism. Then.
Yeah. Speaking about subjects of the matter we're talking about right now, marriage. I see marriage as a kind of a lifetime thing. You don't really dive into such matters. You have to think clearly about it. You have to be sure of what you want, what your partner wants, what whoever wants to be with wants. So, yeah, concerning the topic, on which you started this discussion, it's not that bad to say whatsoever anyone feel like saying. Let me take this back to the Bible days. Back then, most of us are in fond of the scriptures no more, but it actually made us know that it's kind of a choice. You have to be willing. Both parties have to be in the know about it. It's most women now seek for, like Liz said here, most women now seek for much more of comfort, security, assurance. They don't want to dive in. They don't want to run in. Like they want to rush into it. Why men?
Send your
We kind of
WhatsApp
a bit
number.
casual about it. A bit casual about it. So, most men just like to enter for the fun of it. Something of some sort. If you understand what I'm talking about.
A little bit. It's because you had noise in the background, so I really couldn't hear you clearly. Let me go to, I'm sorry, how do you pronounce your name? Mold, and then I want to swing back to Bill Schism, and I see Judge Sarah has her hands up. How you say your name? MOHD what?
Send your WhatsApp number. I personally talk to you.
Okay. I can't understand you.
Check your inbox.
Okay. Excuse you?
Oh, is it my turn?
Yes. I'm sorry. Let me just
Okay.
drop him down to remove from speaker. Yeah.
Okay.
Please stop coming on this space trolling, honey. I'm not in the mood today. Yeah, Schism. Then I'm gonna go to Bill, then Sarah. Liz left. I hope I ain't dropped Liz, but if I dropped you by accident, just request to come back up. But go ahead, Schism.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Again, I don't want to, because everybody else's bedroom life is their business, something that they have to contend with. The only time I again have issues is when it spills out, and so I am a LA native, born and raised, so I can relate to what Judge Joe Brown said. Sometimes just being acquainted with someone is just like easy, casual sex. But at some point in time, it's like we have to really check and correct ourselves. And so I had gotten a call and I didn't answer it, but there's a situation where a young 13-year-old girl exposed herself on her Instagram post and then began to masturbate, right? So some parents have found out, and what she did it in front of most of her school peers. See, that's not cool. So
that's not cool, but I kind of don't want to. I don't want to go into that type of conversation because that's a learned behavior.
If we have loose morals and our panties is loose and down at our ankles, see, we subject to do anything, and then we teaching our young kids.
I totally get what you're saying, but a 13 to a grown woman is a big difference. And what
it's
that girl,
big difference.
the 13,
one second,
but the
in LA,
wait, one second. But the 13-year-old doing what she did, she saw that somewhere to where she thought that was appropriate or normal. That's taught.
That may be true, but guess what? The sex game is a big thing in LA. And so what we don't want is, just because that happened in her home, it may not happen in everybody else's home. And so my point is, when we have loose sexual morals, we subject to do anything. So yeah, whoever she saw that from, or she may have could have went online and saw it and thought it was cool, and so now she want to act it out, but now it affected other people's households, and so yeah, now the
All right, her phone went out. Bill.
And Dana, thank you again for bringing me back up. And y'all, I appreciate everyone coming in here having this.
And then they say, that's okay, that's cool, that's what I like, that's how I get down. That's not cool.
Okay, but again, I'm not. But
cool.
This is, I'm talking about adults. I don't want to bring in what kids are doing, what they should not be doing. We're focused on Valentine's Day. But
they become adults.
You know what? They become adults, but that's something. Wait a minute. Let me just reset this room, because listen, I'm not talking about what minors are doing that they should not be doing. When that's not the conversation. You have a kid. If you are a parent, it is your job to take the phone away. It is your job to delegate how many hours you're going to allow your child to be on social media, if at all. It's your responsibility. We're not talking about parents. We're not talking about whatever somebody is doing under the age of 18 today. This is grown folk conversation. So I don't want to go down that direction. So just because that 13-year-old is doing that, I'm not going to change my sexual life experience for that, because that's not my responsibility. That's her parents. And then the parents, the parents of the other kids in that classroom, they discuss with their kids about whatever incident, but that's not today's topic. This is grown folk conversation for Valentine's and whatever else falls under that, but not that. I want to go to Bill, then Judge Sarah.
Hey, thank you again, Dana and Judge and all y'all for being here. And I guess kind of to explain this a little bit better, Dana, when I came out of the closet 3 months ago as a bull, and telling my mom was the hardest part, but I had been keeping a diary, because part of what I learned in life is you always should write down what you've gone through to tell you where you're going, tell you a little bit more about yourself, and it'd be okay. What I did with that diary is I turned it into a book. And that book, I turned it into an audio book, and this audio book's being released soon. But do you mind if I play you like a 90-second excerpt of this book? It's nothing perverse. It's nothing weird. It's a book. It's a story of my life. 90-second excerpt. I have it pulled up right here, and I think it'll clear a lot of what we're going through up. I think we'll just clear it up.
Can I?
As long as it's not music.
Can I speak real quickly? Can I say my statement?
No, because I want Bill to play his 90-second, and then I'm going to come to you, Judge Sarah. Thank you. All right, go ahead, Bill.
Hey, thank y'all.
Chapter 2, First Encounter, Tulsa, Oklahoma. I'll never forget my first encounter with bullying in Tulsa. I lived there for 2 years. I was finishing up my master's degree in marriage and family counseling, and one night my buddy from class, Chad, invited me for beers and wings at the local wings joint. Now, Chad loves football, and the Cowboys were playing, so we'd also known each other from class, and he's my friend. I agreed to go. I arrived at the wings joint, and I noticed Chad had brought his wife, Julie, along. Now, I'd always found Julie to be attractive, but tonight, as I saw her eating those bone-in wings upon entering the restaurant, I couldn't help but feeling a tingle beneath the buckle. And Julie got up and ran to me from the table they were seated at and gave me a big old hug. I sat down and shook Chad's hand. We ordered a round of shots and had wings and watched football. We're all having so much fun, but at one point, Jen started flirting with me. She laughed at a joke I told. She brushed her hand across my chest, almost like she was stroking my chest hair. After we finished eating, she reached into my lap and cleaned her dirty hands on my wet napkin. Now, this aroused me. I've never had a woman touch me like that in front of her husband. I was very surprised Chad didn't say anything about it, and then I wondered why hadn't I said anything about it to Chad. I mean, this is his wife. I don't want to be disrespectful to Chad, but I also didn't want to start any drama. So I brushed it off and blamed it on the liquor. My grandma always told me that a woman's moral compass can be skewed when she ingests various spirits and eats meat off of the bone. After supper, Chad asked if I wanted to come have a few drinks at their house. I said, Chad, bud, we got to be up early. Can't be all hungover. Bill, you only live once, Julie said in an authoritative manner. I couldn't say no to Julie with the pretty blue eyes and country girl appeal, but I was concerned as I felt an energy radiating off of her that told me the meat and booze had gotten to her. Chad didn't seem concerned, though, so I followed him to their place. It's a nice house, a 3-bed, 2-bath. Chad and I had done a lot of handiwork on. Needless to say, I knew the home well. At one point, Jen came out of the kitchen. I noticed she'd gone and changed into her evening wear, which did look much more comfortable and highlighted her amazing physical features. She entered the room with a bottle of whiskey. "Whiskey and Coke, anyone? How about a piece of apple pie as well?" she said. All I could think was, God help me, and hell yeah, I want a piece of pie. So there we were, sitting on the couch, enjoying a cocktail, eating pie, and watching replays of the football game. God, come to think of it, Chad really loves football. Once more, though, I felt Julie wiping her dirty hands on my napkin in my lap. I snapped out of my drunken stupor and thought,
where's this going, Bill?
I looked up at Chad and he was just grinning ear to ear. "Bill, do you know what the cuck lifestyle is?" Brad asked. Before I had time to respond, Julie had thrown that napkin on the ground and kissing on my neck. "Chad, what the hell?" I shouted. He just sat back on the left seat across the room and crossed his legs as if he was about to watch a movie. "This is his wife," I screamed inside my head. "This is his wife." I could hear my deceased grandfather counseling me in my mind. "This is his wife," said the final voice, cheering me to go for it. Julie and I made love on that couch for over 2 hours. My sweat soaked into the fabric of the couch, and Julie laid on that couch with me stroking my chest hair. Chad had been quietly watching from the love seat. To be honest, I'd forgotten he even existed. After Julie and I finished making love, he finally spoke. "Bill, do you know what a bull is?" Chad questioned. "Well, yeah. My grandpa raised heifers. He had several bulls on his farm." "No, Bill. Talking about a different type of bull," Chad said as he grinned. Chad went on to explain that many couples in the U.S. and all over the world were part of this PCU community. Unicorn. I was still confused, but also was tired from the session with Julie.
All right, you could mute it, Bill, because we need to move on with this conversation. We get the point. So thank you for sharing that.
Hey, thank you, Dana.
Part of your autobiography.
I've worked really hard on this book, and tomorrow on daily.com, I have an article coming out on Valentine's Day about the bull cuck unicorn lifestyle. Go check that out. And then, of course, I'm releasing the book and the audio book soon. So, Judge, I'm going to be sending you a copy, Bubba.
Thank you, Bill. All right, Judge Sarah, did you want to say anything? And anyone requesting to come up, please don't come up here trolling, honey, because I'm just going to drop you back down. Please stop.
I want to talk about Valentine's Day real quick before I go to the room, because Valentine's Day is tomorrow. Because you were saying to buy and spend, but you guys, you really don't have to. Like, Valentine's Day is kind of commercial holiday. You can do something great for your partner. When I was married, I did things like you can do a handwritten card and just, detailing the top 10 reasons why you love that person. You can also possibly do, like, I bought this one. I got this idea. I bought this thing, but you could also make it a coupon book. Like, at the coupon book you give to your mate, like, I'll wash dishes. I'll give you a back massage, or, like little, notes, like gifts, like of service to them. So, because what I'm saying is, you don't have to go out and spend a bunch of money, have dinner. I think it's more in a sentiment. Valentine's Day is about showing love and showing appreciation, and taking time to write a card or to create a little coupon book. I think is a whole lot more in depth than taking someone to dinner.
Judge Sarah, aren't you the one that said that they have to take you to dinner?
Okay,
so now you're saying it's not.
And you know what, Dana, we never really get into that, and it's very superficial. I said I date. I don't do coffee dates. And Judge said something about it being ceremonial, and that stuck in my mind for a long time. I want to be courted. Okay, so when I was married for over 23 years, Valentine's Day was not a big deal to me. To other women, it was. So my husband would bring me flowers, and I just thought it was superficial. It didn't mean anything. Like, okay, let me get you a car because Valentine's Day. Doing something that is from the heart, it's more important to me.
So what did you get your husband for Valentine?
I was married. We did like steak and lobster. I did all the whole thing. So all that. But I'm saying to you,
well, you cooked the steak and lobster.
Yeah, we would do different stuff. We would do like what do you call it? He was into like seafood stuff. So we might do a crab boil or different stuff. I was married for over 26
No. I said, what do you?
I would do different stuff. Like
specifically.
I give him a massage. I would do different stuff. Like the coupon book was my favorite thing. I thought I bought the coupon book.
All right, let me ask you this, and it's personal, but you sharing your personal.
No, it's okay.
When you did all that at the end of the night, did you give him fellatio? And I'm being nice saying fellatio.
Probably not.
Because if you ain't do that,
no, I did. I give him
he ain't give a damn about no goddamn. If you ain't give him fellatio, he ain't give a goddamn about the coupon or the steak or the lobster.
So we can talk about that really quickly. What you're talking about is the caliber of man. Okay, when a man is out here,
and I'm sorry. Wait, hold on. Listen, I need to preach for a second. I don't give a goddamn if it's Jeff Bezos or if it's a man in the prison somewhere. It don't matter how low he on the pole, honey. At the end of the day, ladies, if you ain't getting on your knees and putting it in your mouth and doing what you do, he don't give a goddamn what you have done other than that. Trust me. I don't care if it's your husband. I don't care if it's your boyfriend. I don't care if it's you the mistress or the side chick. If it's your fuck buddy. If you ain't getting on your motherfucking knees, bitches, he don't give a fuck about the coupon or the lobster steak, how well you clean. Get on, he's like in his head, get on them goddamn knees. Trust me, it saves marriages. It saves a relationship. When he feels as though you are a fucking nag and he wants to leave you, that's going to put pause on walking out the door, especially if you're doing it good. Suck the dick. Trust me, that's really all they want for their birthdays, the Christmas, the Valentines. Suck the goddamn dick.
You know what? Let me respond to that because it's concerning to me.
I don't want you to no. I don't want you to respond to that, Judge Sarah. Suck the goddamn dick, and if your bitches ain't doing it, he's going to get it sucked somewhere else. Trust and believe. I want to go to Lionheart,
but you're not going to.
And then I'm gonna swing. Wait, I'm gonna listen, Judge Sarah. I'm gonna swing back to you in a minute. But let me go to Lion. Let me go to Lionheart. Let me go to Lionheart. I'm gonna swing. Judge Sarah, I'm gonna swing back to you, Judge Sarah, in a minute. Just let that sink in. I'm gonna come back to you, Judge Sarah. Just sit there. Let me go to Lionheart. Go ahead, Lionheart.
How's everyone doing? I hope you're doing good. Please, just want to say a couple of things, and I hope it's a good space to share. Please, hope I'm not judged and I have the opportunity to speak. Okay, so one thing I want to say between men and women is that we are in current year, we are being programmed to really, really kind of homogenize or become these androgynous blob. I like to call it an androgynous blob, right? Men and women are very distinct, and it's a beautiful thing. Like, I would hate to live in a world where there are no clear differences between men and women. It's almost like seeing people with different languages. Like when you travel and you hear people speaking a different language, it's a very beautiful thing to see that, there's a group of people that live differently, have a different way of life. There's beauty in difference. So the world constantly pushes this agenda that, you're a woman, you should be like a man, or men should be more feminized, and just constant in everything. You can't run away from it, right? But we need to fight back, and we need to fight for our differences. Men love being men. It's something that is innate. It's literally in your bones. Whenever a man is being masculine, he's competing, showing aggression, just everything can attribute to being masculine. He feels happy. He feels fulfilled. He feels there's something that you can't take away from that man when he's being his most masculine, authentic self. And when a woman is being her most feminine self, she's in her feminine energy, she's caring, she's nurturing, she's empathetic. There is nothing that makes that woman happier than that. We have tried it and we've seen that whenever you switch it around, it only ends up in misery. Whenever a man ends up being in a feminine trait, he's miserable. Whenever a woman ends up being in a masculine energy, she's miserable. So we need to fight against this programming, these systems that are telling us, oh, femininity is not good enough. Like literally, I can't remember the last time I saw somewhere in the media where it talks about the beauty of being feminine, the beauty of being a wife, the beauty of being a mother. Like these things are being buried, and the only way that they're telling us, "Oh, you are worth anything," is if you adopt these traditional masculine behaviors. And here's how I see men and women. I think it's similar to a tree, right? When you look at a tree, you can see like the roots of the tree that connects it to the earth, and you can see the fruits. And I think for the longest time, men were sort of like the fruits, getting all the acclaim, and everyone has eyes on what men are doing, and men are successful and they're in their careers and they're doing blah blah blah, and then we all forget about the roots. But you can never forget about the roots, because without the roots, you don't get the fruits, right? So it's so complementary, and it's a beautiful thing that they're not equal. They need to work together. Everywhere you look around, you see masculine and feminine working together. I just also look at the fingers on your hand. Like when you look at your fingers, they're all different. They're all different sizes. No two, at least if there's nothing that's abnormal, no two fingers are the same size, but they all work together. And I don't see anyone saying, "Oh, the thumb is better than the index finger, or the index finger is better than the thumb." Like you never see those arguments. But here we see men and women. Instead of us to work together, we keep on saying, "Oh, this should be better than this. Oh, and I deserve this and I deserve that." And what Dana was saying, I was just want to round up with this. Man, we are the most simple creatures I've ever seen. I've been my man the entire life. I've grown up amongst men. Like it has not changed one day what we want. Literally, men just want peace. The first thing that we want is peace, because the world gives us enough drama. Being a man in this world is already very dramatic and stressful. So we want peace. We want someone that respects us. So peace is number one on the list. The second one is respect. Like, screw love, screw anything. Men want deep. It's something that's deep in our nature. This is why men, go out to war and do some crazy things, because we don't want a long life. We want a respectful, honorable life. Men
What's
throughout
the
our
third thing? What's the third thing?
All right. Then so it's peace, respect, right, and legacy. Those are the three things. Peace.
What's the fourth
respect.
thing?
No. That's why it was so simple. It's literally just three things.
Okay, the fourth thing is you want your dick sucked too. So thank you, Lionheart. Let me go to UFO. Mute up for a second.
Jana, it ain't that simple.
Well, hold on now.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Tell her.
All right, I want to go.
What has dick sucking got?
Y'all gonna stop over talking, Judge Sarah? I'm gonna come.
You may get that all the time. It
a
might
lot of
not
women
be
don't do
anything
it.
special, but a
I
lot
know.
do. Now,
I know.
I'm
not saying you gotta get it all
I
the
want to know what
time. Yo,
anyway.
stop fucking over talking. Like the judge is talking, let him talk. I'm gonna go to UFO, then I'm gonna go to Schism, then I'm gonna swing back to you, Judge Sarah. Just relax. Go ahead.
I mean, I already spoke. I just said sometimes maybe you get a lot of that and it's nothing special.
I know, but I'm generalizing. I'm saying you got it. I'm generalizing it. But go to UFO, you go, then I'm gonna go to Schisms, then I'm gonna come to you, Judge Sarah. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Dana. We can go on about like women and men are this and women and men are that, but I'm gonna agree with Dana that blowjobs are fucking great. You go to work all day and you come home and you work your ass off. She can make you dinner all night long, but if she gives you a blowjob for a good while, you feel like you completed your day right. No man is adherent to the fact that it takes a lot to even do that. So we appreciate it greatly, and it feels awesome. So I'm not going to go on and on about like women and men and all that. I'm just going to be honest, because that's what Dana's trying to do here. Just everybody, just to be honest with yourselves and admit that like blowjobs motivate you, and they motivate men for sure. Every dude remembers their first blowjob. I hope. I'm not even being facetious or funny. I mean, I really agree with that, Dana. Like, because a lot of people just want to come on here and they're like, well, women and men are this and that. We all need to come together. Like, fuck that, man. Like, we all know what we want. It's always been there. It's not about this or that. It's about just, treating your partner and treating them right.
Exactly.
Thank you, Dana.
You're welcome. Thank you so much. Dana, that was quick. Before I go back to you, Schism, let me do he, am, I, and then I'm going to go to Schisms, and then Judge Sarah, then Bill, then I'm going to bring up
I want to just say one thing about this blowjob thing. Just one quick two second thing about the blowjob thing, okay? So to my point, you can't say you respect your man if you're not sucking his dick. You can't say you respect your man if you're not sucking his dick. So if you respect that man, suck him all the way down to his balls. Thank you.
Thank you.
Like dead ass. That's what I was saying, Dana. He gets it now.
All right. He, I am, then Schisms, then Judge Sarah, then Bill. He, I am. He, am I. He, am I.
Yeah. Greeting to the host. Hello, Judge Dana. I like getting my dick sucked. I ain't gonna lie about that. But I think this Valentine's Day thing, especially for men, is a burden. It's cumbersome. We don't care about it. This is for women, and it's basically designed for women. Because we can love you 365 days a year. We can buy you flowers 365 days a year. Is when we're being pigeonholed and told you have to do this on this day for me to show you love me, which becomes a problem. Because we're not designed like that. Don't force us to do something. We'll do it on our own accord. And then if we don't do it right, there's a problem. Because women are looking at what each other are getting from their significant other. Oh, so-and-so did this and they got a ring. Oh, you gave me with some old janky ass flowers. Well, that's Valentine's Day,
hypocritical.
Ain't it?
I need you to mute. Thank you.
That's Valentine's Day, ain't it? Here's your flowers. Here's your roses. Now leave me alone. But I think it's similar to Christmas, where kids just assume they're going to get presents because of this one day. If we can get into, I love you 365 days a year, and I will do special things for you when I decide, not when somebody else demands it, it would be a lot better. And I'll land my plane.
Okay, so I want to go to Schisms, Judge, Bill, then hypocritical, then converse.
That's back to this thing of women have these emotional necessities and cravings that they want satisfied before anything logical, rational, or reasonable is addressed, even if that relates to curing what's making them feel bad. They have these same things about good feelings. I agree with the gentleman. Valentine's Day is one of those moments in the year that is a pain in the ass for most guys, because damn, what am I going to get her? This is outside of what I usually do. I provide 365 days a year, 24/7. So I got to show this especially on one day. It's not meaningful to most men. It is a burden, and most of the time we're glad enough to do it, but it is an extra one of those little stress moments in the year for men. We don't like that kind of thing. Women love to go provide presents and gifts, and they spend a lot of time doing it. Guys hate that shit.
Okay. You hate it, but
one more thing, Dana. One more thing. If I meet somebody in January, why am I obligated to give them something in February? When, like you said, Dana, she ain't sucked my dick. And a fair exchange is not a robbery. If I give you, you give me.
Right. Let me just say this here, Emma. Listen, we met her in January and it's still new. No, you're not obligated. If you want to do a gesture, that's nice. But if she did suck your dick from the time you met her in January and you're still with her by Valentine's, yes, you should do something nice for her. All right, I'm gonna go to Schism. I'm gonna go to Schisms, then I'm gonna come to you, Judge Sarah, then Bill, then I'm gonna go to the new people. Schisms.
Okay, you guys is funny. I hear all the men wanting a little head, but I don't hear them saying how much they provide that same service to women.
Speak on
If
it,
they're
girlfriend. You
it,
always speaking the truth, girl.
man, because my thing
Speak
is,
on it.
if there are 8,000 nerve cells in the clitoris, I think we have the. I think we deserve, not just deserve. I think it's mandatory that a woman should get, if you want to say head, in the morning and in the evening, because how else you gonna work off them 8,000 nerves? If men only have maybe one nerve in that penis, you don't have too much to work off. You go to work every day, so do we. We got to come home, cook, clean, take care of kids, pay bills the same way. We got nerves that need to be worked off. Suck a little clit more than once a month, once a week,
Well,
on a daily
well,
basis, like you would drop a vitamin C pill. So I think it's
well.
not
To be
Wait.
honest,
fair that
No,
men
no, no.
always
Don't
getting a
interrupt
head
her.
job.
Don't interrupt her. Let her talk.
Yeah, they don't always should be the ones getting the head job. Drop your drawers and we suck a dick. I don't know. How about we drop our panties and you suck a clit? Keep it simple and
True.
everybody will be happy.
Reciprocity. I agree with you. Reciprocity. Go ahead, Judge Sarah, Bill, and then
Okay, really quickly. I've been here longer than I expected, but Dana, please let me say this to you and to the room. Okay, so I want to know what dick sucking has gotten you. Like for real. I mean, you said a man wanted his dick sucked. And to the ladies in the room, I've only been in long-term relationships. The shortest was 4. I deal with men that are men, and their masculinity is rooted in how they make me happy, how they make me feel. They like me to be happy. So she said, "Suck a dick." I want to know what dick sucking has gotten you.
it got
What did you
my
get from dick
bills.
suck? What
It
What
got
did
my
you got for?
bills paid. It got my bills paid.
Well,
It got my clitoris sucked on. It got
oh
me
well. Okay.
tires. Well, let me finish. It got me tires. It got anything that I fucking needed. Yes. Now, sucking dick don't mean you gotta go around here just sucking random dick. No, no, no. I'm just saying, whether you marry in a relationship, whether it's casual, yes, there are perks when you get fellatio. There are perks when you get on your knees. But just like Schism said, yes, it should be reciprocity. And men, yes, I do slack when it comes to reciprocity. And we do have more nerves. The vagina is a beautiful thing. Get acquainted with it with your tongue and mouth. But I'm just saying, as far as the benefits that a woman get from getting on her knees, there are a lot of benefits. And if you have not received benefits from getting on your knees, then you need to reevaluate what you are doing wrong, because there are benefits to it. I'm going to go to Bill, and
No,
then I'm
you
going to
gotta let
go
me
to.
finish.
Can
My
I
response.
interject something?
You always like you don't never let
I
me
thought you
finish.
was finished,
Dana.
Judge Sarah.
But you know because I'm
Where
really
you
honest
going? Where
because
you gotta go?
you
Where you gotta go,
alluded to
Judge
all.
Sarah? Where you
No,
gotta go? Where you gotta go?
No,
Because
you
you keep
keep
saying you about to leave.
alluding, but you keep alluding to these things, and I want to be honest, okay? Because it's chicks out here sucking dick for free, so I don't know how you getting tired and all this shit.
That's their problem.
No,
They're
because
stupid.
I'm talking about
They're
a man.
stupid for
A man
doing
ain't got to
it.
give. A man ain't got to give shit because chicks are out here giving head. They online doing all kind of things. Sis said 13-year-old girls is masturbating on camera.
Yeah, but no, but not.
You could,
Please don't bring up the
Dana,
age. No, we're not
ladies,
doing it.
you could bleed a hype. A man,
If
a
you
man want to
are,
be in love.
listen, let me say this. If you are sucking dick for free, that's your stupidity. I'm sorry, but I want Joe Brown to talk, and then
let me add this to the mix. This is humor, I think. There's several kinds of people. Those who like to deal with oral sex and admit it. Those who do it and lie about it. And those who just haven't gotten around to it yet.
No mistaken, my head game is crazy. Okay, believe that. But I don't.
We don't need to know that,
lead with
Judge
it. My
Sarah.
head game is crazy, but I don't lead with it. Okay, this is let you know. All right.
All right. Let me go to Bill. Then I'm gonna go to hypocritical. Then I'm gonna go to conversations, and then I'm gonna swing back to he and my. No, then I'm gonna go to UFO and he and my. Go ahead, Bill.
Dana, I just want to thank you for holding this space. And Judge Brown, I want to thank you for the inspiration you've been not only on me throughout the years of me watching your show, but also on the youth and all the people of this country and this world. You've been an inspirational, a really good role model. So I appreciate you, man. Thanks for the follow. Thanks for holding this space. Tomorrow, guys, if you don't have a Valentine, love your damn self. I think that's what the root of everything. You got to love yourself before you can ever start to love someone else. And whoever you choose to suck dick or whatever dick sucking you guys are talking about, just make sure you love yourself, because nothing will fill that vacant void in your heart until you start loving your damn self. And that's the point of it all. I love you all. Judge Brown, thank you for everything. Good luck in the upcoming election and the upcoming running for mayor. And you got my support. I love y'all. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Bill. Appreciate you. And thank you for sharing your story. And hope to have it back up here every Monday on the space. All right, I want to go to hypocritical, then conversation, then UFO. What is this? What is this? Yeah, but I hear myself. Can you get off the speaker? Well, whatever. What are you doing?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
I don't know either. Are you on a Bluetooth? Do you have something that you could plug in your phone to hear? Because I shouldn't hear me talk. Are you recording? If you're recording, start recording. So just fix your audio. Fix your audio. Let me go to conversations, and I'm gonna swing back to you. Hypocritical conversations. Conversations, you can unmute. Conversations with Tanny, you can unmute. Conversations. Maybe she's having a problem unmuting. Let's see. I don't know. All right, you're still muted. Conversations. I don't know what the issue is. UFO, then he, am I.
Hey, yeah, I just want to say thanks for having the space. And Judge Joe, man, I've loved you for a long time. And the fact that you have as many followers as you do and you come in here and talk like this says a lot about your character. So you have my support 100% as well for any endeavor you want to do, because I host spaces in the UFO industry, like getting UFO guys, and it's hard to get people who don't even have near followers like you to even come talk about anything. And the fact that you can come in here and be candid like this is absolutely blowing my freaking mind. So I'm in love with it. And I just want to go back again to what Dana was saying. She's just talking about speaking our truth when it comes to sexuality and how it involves us in our lives. And it goes kind of back to what Shizzle was saying, men, if you get given the glory, give the glory back. That's only fair. It only helps in both cases. It's not going to hurt, right? Like, you're getting given it, give it back, man. And Sarah, I'm going to follow you because, you said you got skills. All right. Thank you.
Now I gotta follow. I gotta follow just on skills. Just on me saying my skills.
See, it told you it's some type of curse, but
Dana was right. It got you something. Dana was
exactly.
right.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Work, guys.
Let's see what he gets. See what he gets.
Thank you, UFO. He am I. Then I'm gonna bring up hypocritical. Try to come back up, but fix your audio. He am I, and then bring up NFTG and conversations. I don't know what's going on.
I just wanted to say I'm following Judge too. Head game strong. I like that. I just wanted to say about what Schism said. First of all, the men in this room did not bring up blowjobs or giving head. That was a female. That was a woman. We did not start that. And the second thing is there's a selfishness here, because we can take you out, buy you flowers, take you to dinner, go to the movies, whatever it is. And then at the end of the day, we're only looking for one thing, and we will get, oh, my mouth hurt. And as for what Schism was saying, men do go down and we do perform and we do the best that we can do. So I think that's a little bit off the
If her
edge.
mouth hurt, baby, you're not hitting it right. You got
No.
Right, that's another. Yes. 1 second, Judge Sarah. Another thing, he and mine. Listen, ain't no do the best you can. No, baby, learn. If you need her to teach you, let her teach you. Learn. Ain't no do the best you know, because you don't want her just to do the best she can, because you want to show her what you want. Please don't come up with these excuses when it comes to reciprocity.
Hey, one truth again, brief interjection. My first mother-in-law ran a beauty salon for 35 years. Brothers, if you think we can talk about stuff in a locker room or in a barber shop or drinking beer at a club or bar, you should hear the ladies when they get to talking in these beauty salons. They are about 8 or 9 times worse than we are.
Right. Conversations. Can you unmute? Because I'm coming back to you. Can you hear me? Because you requested to come up as a speaker, so I didn't know if you wanted to say something or maybe it was by accident. All right. I'm gonna drop you back down in a second. I don't know. I'll give you a minute though. NFTG. You can unmute. NFTG. All right, I'm about to drop you down too. I don't know what is going on. I don't see it.
Hey Dana, iSafe is destroying your nest right now.
Who?
It's hilarious though. Look at your nest.
What's my nest?
The jumbotron above you.
Oh, let me see.
It's constant. What a savage!
Who is that? Yeah, don't post that shit up here. That's
Oh
probably
my
why.
God.
That's probably why I'm having a problem. Remove tweet.
I'm sorry. It just kept going, so I thought I'd let you know, Dana.
Oh, thank you for telling me. So now I'm going to report this person and block them. Thank you for telling me this.
No problem.
Block.
Judge
Actually,
Joe,
let me
can I get a
report
follow?
first. Report.
I suppose you can. Let me see if I can find you on here.
Report for.
And the other thing is, the other day I got blocked from doing that. Said I had too many I was following. I don't get it. But anyway, let's see. You are.
Also, Dana, if you don't mind, Judge
Oh,
Joe. Yeah, UFO Shane. Judge Joe, we do big spaces about the UFOs and stuff. Are you interested in that at all? Because I think we'd love to have you come speak.
Well, I can deal with UFOs. Okay, I just did it. It took. Okay. All right. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
That is. All right. Now.
Yeah.
Okay.
I hope
there
I'm
you go.
removing this tweet right.
I'm a sci-fi freak, so you know it is what it is.
Oh, Judge Joe, like the fact that you're into that is amazing, and I have everybody DMing me right now wanting you to come speak in spaces. So I think it would be a huge hit.
Okay.
Well, what kind of spaces are these? Because I'm starting to see it's a lot of damn weirdos.
No, I do strictly like ufology, like abductions, if you've seen a UFO, paranormal events, stuff like that.
Okay.
Nothing weird, Dana. I got your back, dog.
Thank you. And I appreciate you talking, because if this thing was sitting up here, why nobody else didn't say anything? Maybe nobody didn't notice, but Thanos, whatever. Who is this? Thanos? Unmute if you want to say something. No? All right.
I don't think they can hear because the audio is in and out.
My audio is in and out?
Well, sometimes like either when some people are speaking, it just goes silent. And then it's maybe 60 seconds later, you'll hear them again. So it's just in and out regardless of who's speaking.
Oh, I don't know. It shouldn't take that long, but all right. Anybody else want to say something before we wrap it up?
Why is there a guy pooping in the thing?
I don't know, but I'm trying to like erase it. And how many did he put in here? Like we're just talking and talking, and they put a whole bunch. But I already reported.
God.
Yeah, and I reported it. See, this is why. And I don't know if you could prevent people from putting stuff in a jumbotron thing. This is crazy. Let's see.
Well, you're popular, so that's just a sign that you're popular.
Not
He
even
was
that.
going at it hard, man.
Yeah, I didn't even see this shit up here. And that's what I'm just saying, like, yo, what the fuck?
I'd like to give props to MC down there. Actually, Dana, he's the one that told me about it, or I would have never noticed it.
Right. Yeah, they're doing too much. But it's funny because why Twitter allows all types of sexual acts, and they did this before Elon took over. But when you talk about all this other stuff, it doesn't it'll like shadow ban you or something.
Yeah, porno's like a weird, or like, you know, pornographic acts or just sexual things are a weird, like they're a weird thing on Twitter, right? Because you don't even have to look for it hard, but people can post a tweet and it'll be like the most sexual thing ever on a thread. Like you'll be checking your feed and it'll just pop up like, where the hell did that come from? And they'll have like 10,000 followers.
Right. All right. Well, anybody else want to say anything? So I'm about to close out. I'm taking this shit out.
Thank you, Dana. Hey, Judge.
Yeah, thank you so much for the space, Dana. And Judge Joe, I'll get in contact with you about doing a space, man. Thank you so much. Everyone's super excited.
Yeah, thank you. I enjoyed. I usually listen, and I enjoy all your spaces. Thank you.
Gizm, you always on point, girl. I gotta tell you that.
All right. Judge, you want to say anything to close out?
You know what? You can't report it because Twitter doesn't have a category.
No, they do, and I just did, and I blocked them.
What did you do under it?
I reported it, and I reported for her sexual
what
harassment.
Category? I just tried to.
Yeah, sexual
it's
is gives
obscenity.
You. Yeah, and I picked
it
one.
Didn't give me that. It didn't give me that option. No, it didn't.
I don't know, but I reported it.
Yeah, it should be. Somebody crapping in somebody's mouth and they're eating it. What kind of garbage and filth is that?
I don't know.
I mean, come on. You can't comment on politics, mainstream politics, but this is okay?
Yeah, it's weird, isn't
Musk, where are you? Come on, guy. Knock this stuff out.
Right. Yeah, I'm just glad we caught it when we did.
Yeah, but I'm trying to understand, like, how do you get it out? And they must have put a whole bunch because I'm like deleting it. But
they put a lot, Dana. Hey, Dana, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
What do you think about UFOs or paranormal stuff?
I don't know.
You've never seen anything weird or had like a family member tell you some weird stuff or anything like that?
No, I don't get too much into conspiracy theorists with UFO. It's probably here. We probably do have them, but who the fuck knows?
Ask me.
So what do you think, Judge Joe?
The year is 1970, 71. My girlfriend and I at the time were driving down Pacific Coast Highway 1 in California, where all of those 72 miles, 3 miles, the hills and curves are over the ocean. She said, what in the world is that? So we stopped out over the dark ocean, myriads of stars. There was a triangle. It wasn't exactly a triangle. It looked like lights at the pinnacle of what would be a triangle. And it was hovering, and then it moved. It kind of darted, moved. It descended a bit, and then at an extremely high rate of acceleration, it took off, gained very high altitude, it looked like, and disappeared over the horizon, which in this case was the ocean horizon, the Pacific Ocean. Now, I was deep into aeronautics at the time, and I was wondering if this was something the Department of Defense had come up with, but I didn't. You know what else may be the case with the UFOs? Just speculating. They're not extraterrestrial necessarily, but they may be. And I wouldn't be surprised if some extraterrestrial ET biologist didn't want to study the primitive life on this planet. But let's supposing that they are our descendants who are traveling back through time to observe what goes on at pivotal moments in world history, such as back to 1947 to Area 51, where they had the American atomic bomb fleet including the Enola Gay station at that point in time. It might have been someplace interesting to look. So I don't know, maybe they're extraterrestrial, maybe they're just future people who have learned how to travel back in time, which is theoretically possible in some
well, right, Judge. If
yeah.
if they have technology so advanced, it will seem no different than magic to us, right? So that could be anything. And I'm loving this. Everyone's DMing me like crazy, going crazy that you've had an experience. That would make you an experiencer, Judge. And we cannot all wait to have you come and talk to us whenever you're ready. This is blowing my mind and everybody else's.
All right. Well, let me in this space. Thank you guys for tuning in. It was interesting, even though it got interrupted with this bullshit somebody posted up here. But they already been taken care of. They were reported and blocked and removed. But thank you guys for joining this space. And we'll see you next week, Monday. And we're probably going to do it later, like starting at 5 p.m. or 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Central next week, Monday. But have a happy Valentine's and have a productive, safe week. Thank you, everybody. And thanks to everybody that came up to speak. Bill, Judge Sarah, Schisms, everybody. All right. Anything you want to say in closing, Judge, or is that it? You're done? All right. Bye.
Don't judge him, Joe Brown.